Susan Bresnan. She's a Forbes magazine contributor. Now, she recently wrote an article stating that one of the worst things that a woman can do to undermine herself in the workplace is making friends. Now, her article suggests that women in the workplace who make friends spend way too much of their time bonding. Therefore, they're prohibiting themselves from climbing that corporate ladder. Now, some of you may think that this statement is a little critical, maybe a little harsh, but could Susan Bresnan be right? I mean, we are a species who tend to link our emotions to a lot of the decisions that we make. Friends mean a lot to us. We invest a lot of time, a lot of emotions into our friendships. And sadly, when those emotions are broken, it leads to a state of mental exhaustion, disrupts our focus, and many of times those emotions spiral outward into physical consequences. So with that thought, I want to outline my reasoning as to why I think workplace friendships are just toxic and a hindrance. Now, the workplace, it's where many of us 21st century people spend a lot of our day. I mean, some may even argue we probably see our coworkers more than our own families. So it makes sense that friendships will develop into the workplace. However, in my opinion, being friendly in the workplace and developing a friendship in the workplace are two separate ideas. Now, I do believe that you should have a positive attitude in your workplace. You should be respectful of your coworkers. And when you do this, you display a level of trust among your coworkers. Now, that was my interpretation of being friendly in the workplace. It's healthy and it's good for a productive working environment. Now, on the other hand, developing a friendship in the workplace is a bad idea. I'll tell you why. So much time and so much work is used to maintain a friendship in the workplace. Now, we often treat our friends differently than others. We're often biased with our friends socially. But in the workplace, when it looks like that you are favoring one coworker over the other, instead of just maintaining that neutral stance, it can force other coworkers to feel a little uncomfortable, maybe a little jealous. Or what about that person that you befriend? What if he or she becomes promoted? Or vice versa. Envy is real. And just as quickly as that friendship develops, it can unravel. Competition is always promoted in the workplace. And you're often rewarded or recognized for the good works that you do. But as much as we don't want to admit it, most of us has probably been jealous of a friend at one point of our lives. Now, it's when these emotions are taken over into the workplace where it can disrupt your performance, your mood, or your morale. I mean, having to come in contact with this person by no choice every single day. Now, what about your reputation? Now, it is very important that you keep a good rapport with your boss. I mean, that is part of the key to success, right? You wouldn't want your boss to think that that friend that has character issues could influence you. But the truth of the matter is, it can leave a bad taste in your boss's mouth. That's why keeping a professional distance with your coworkers is best. That way, you're leaving no room for any negative suggestions. Now, the bottom line is, if you had to choose between your income and your workplace, what would you choose? Because there are so many pros and cons involved in workplace relationships, there's too much at stake. And having a right friend can be beneficial, but having the wrong type of friend can get you fired. So that is something that many of us cannot afford to gamble with.